What else might be the same or different? Yes?
A visit to Vizcaya Museum and Gardens combines indoor and outdoor experiences. You will journey through the distant past as well as the European traditions that inspired Vizcaya's design. And you will experience the more recent past, just 100 years ago, when James Deering lived in Miami, a then young but growing city.
Originally, Vizcaya was the private home of James Deering. The house was built over a period of 3 years between 1914 and 1916. Today, the estate consisting of the house, property, and all the objects in the museum belongs to Miami-Dade County for the public to visit and enjoy.
James Deering's father had a successful business in Chicago, which built and sold mechanized farm equipment such as tractors. In the early 1900s, the Deerings visited Coconut Grove during the winter and grew fond of the area. James Deering also had homes in Illinois, New York, and France.
Because of family connections and his desire for a home in a warm climate, Mr. Deering decided to build a seaside estate in Miami. He spent winter seasons at Vizcaya from 1916 until he died in 1925.
James Deering chose this waterfront site to construct his home in the style of an old Italian country house. He wanted the house to look like a family had been living at Vizcaya for hundreds of years. Typically, Italian country homes similar to Vizcaya would not have been built on the water. But Mr. Deering decided to build his home right along Biscayne Bay, and in doing so, was able to preserve the inland rockland hammock, or native forest, that visitors pass through as they enter Vizcaya. This hammock is one of only a few remaining in South Florida today.
The style of Vizcaya was inspired by European traditions, though also included plants and materials native to the subtropics, as well as an American point of view. James Deering worked with a team of artists and designers to create his estate. They brought to Vizcaya numerous artifacts and architectural elements from Europe.
They also considered how to incorporate the Miami environment into Vizcaya's design, and they added modern conveniences, such as electricity.
We've looked at what public areas would have been downstairs and also what private guest areas would have been upstairs. But we're also going to take a look at an area where people worked here. So let's travel through over to the kitchen, okay?
Many of the modern conveniences can be seen in the butler's pantry on the first floor and in the kitchen on the second floor, like the master clock and the annunciator giving visitors clues about the daily activities at Vizcaya and the roles of the large staff that supported Vizcaya's operation.
Vizcaya was both a place of work and a place of leisure for a diverse community of people. Mr. Deering entertained many family, friends, and business associates at Vizcaya.
European traditions and design elements can be seen throughout the 34 rooms on view to the public. The first floor features public rooms for gathering and entertaining. The rooms on the second floor are private bedrooms, each with its own private bathroom.
The central courtyard of the main house, originally open air, is an important aspect of Vizcaya. The architecture is inspired by European traditions, but the landscape is that of tropical Miami. The glass canopy was added in the 1980s to help preserve the main house and its collections.
In addition to the objects collected and on view in the main house, Vizcaya preserves many living collections. The architecture of the main house allows for views to the north, south, and east, featuring Vizcaya's diverse landscapes and environments.
Outside are expansive formal gardens and the David A. Klein Orchidarium. These environments were designed to present plants and other natural elements in a very carefully planned manner that is clearly human-made. Mr. Deering intended for orchids to be raised at Vizcaya, and to continue this tradition, the museum constructed the Orchidarium. Vizcaya cultivates orchids in several on-site greenhouses for display in the house and throughout the gardens.
The formal gardens, also created with European tradition in mind, are designed and planned geometrically. In contrast, the mangrove shore and rockland hammock grow wild. The mangrove shore serves as a barrier between Biscayne Bay and the formal gardens, protecting the formal gardens from erosion.
With so much to see, student groups often spend most of the school day at Vizcaya. Today, we preserve James Deering's estate as a public museum to help visitors like you to understand art, history, and the environment.
Because Vizcaya played such an important role in the history of Miami and is such an excellent example of design and construction, it was designated a National Historic Landmark.
Though Miami has changed over time, Vizcaya Museum and Gardens preserves the ideas, architecture, and environment of the past. At Vizcaya, visitors can see and explore the connection between European traditions and American ideals, resulting in a unique journey that involves many people, places, and cultures.
We ask you to help us preserve Vizcaya for future generations by looking, rather than physically touching, the fragile decorations and architectural elements throughout the main house and gardens.
To explore more about Vizcaya's past and present, or to find information about visiting with your school group, please visit our website at www.vizcayamuseum.org.